computer. Hey everybody, this is Eve and I'm here with Orion from Orion Crypto Trader. And he's been in crypto for a while and he has a really good story that I think everyone can learn from. And he was telling me, so I went and bought some, you can now buy crypto at Coinstar at the Giant here in Washington, DC in the grocery store. And he put a comment on my YouTube. He says, oh, I bought my first Bitcoin for $325 in Adams Morgan. So, and then he says, unfortunately, I sold it. So I just want to ask the story, like, tell me about when you went to buy your first crypto, like what year was it and how did you hear about it?
Sure, yeah. I learned about crypto online and, you know, there were some places that were accepting this digital currency and it just intrigued me. They were, what was it? It was Bitcoin and Litecoin. They were offering as payment options as well as credit cards. I was like, what is this different payment option? So I started researching online. It looked so interesting. And then I wanted to buy some myself. But at that time, I guess this was 2013, 2014, around that period. It was really hard to get a hold of it. American banks did not want to deal with it. Everywhere online, they were basically saying that you really needed to meet up with somebody, you know, and you traded it at a Starbucks or something. And I wasn't ready to do that. And then I finally found an advertisement online about an ATM machine in Adams Morgan that would have, you know, you could buy Bitcoin from. It was the only one in DC. So I took a trip down there. I bought my first Bitcoin. It came on a receipt, basically. It was just a piece of paper. And I was thrilled. I went back, I played with it. I created wallets online. I moved little bits of Bitcoin around. And then I just started to accumulate more. I keep taking another trip down to the Bitcoin ATM. I'm trying to remember, it was a couple places down from Adams, Oregon. And I'm trying to remember, I don't quite remember the name. It's still there, actually. I've actually walked in just to look at it.
Oh, great.
Now, of course, you can buy your crypto online, so it's a lot easier. But just to see that it's still there. At the end of it, I had about 4 Bitcoin.
How much did you pay for your Bitcoin in 2013?
Well, it's probably 2014, I want to say, around there. Was about 325, I'd say, average. You know, they certainly did charge a bit. There was quite an interest fee on it, you know, a service fee, but it came out to like 325. And I stuck it in a safety deposit box and let it sit there for a while, and then went back and pulled it out. And I couldn't believe how much more it was worth. It was crazy.
How much was it when you pulled it out? So right now, if you bought 4 Bitcoin, it would be worth $200,000.
Oh gosh, don't remind me.
That's like
I don't have it anymore. Don't remind me of that.
I know, that's why I'm making the video, just to let everyone know. Don't sell your Bitcoin.
Yeah, I know. I didn't want to sell my Bitcoin originally. You know, I was holding on to it, but you know, I got divorced and a lot of financial things were happening. And so I did take some of it to invest in other cryptocurrencies, and I'm glad I did that because I picked up a Cardano a long time ago at like 8 cents or something. It was really cheap.
What is Cardano now?
It's hitting almost $3.
Mm-hmm.
It's like at an all-time high. It's yeah. And the only reason why I still have my Cardano, actually, because I slowly was selling things just to, you know, pay monthly bills and things, but Cardano was so cheap, it wasn't worth that much. And it was really hard to kind of finagle your way through their wallet. So I didn't even bother with it until this bull cycle. And I started going through all my receipts, all my, you know, notes on where I had crypto. And I came across that Cardano and, you know, I had a nice little chunk in there. So I used that to jumpstart my way back into crypto this time.
Yeah.
So I got lucky there, but yeah, I regret selling all my Bitcoin.
I know when the market crashed just recently, I was out like doing DoorDash. Although that job is terrible, I ended up it didn't really work. So anyway, I was
Yeah.
selling a bunch of
Yeah. You know, I
stuff,
did lift for a while. I was lifting just
but
to get a little bit more, and that didn't work out either.
yeah, I didn't
So
sell my
I
Bitcoin.
feel you there.
I
You still
sold
got your Bitcoin?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm a
Okay.
holder. Yeah, I mean I did sell some of it at different times. Luckily, you know, I do believe in taking profits when it goes really high. So luckily I did take profits when it was at like 60. So I took some profits then, but I didn't sell when it was low. But even still, it was still huge profits because most of my Bitcoin I bought under $10,000. So
Oh, nice.
even now, that seems like a dream for most people. But even over only a year ago, it was under $10,000. So
Yeah. I mean, when I got it, I saw Bitcoin shoot all the way up to like 20K, and I was holding on to it. I was like, this is it. This is my retirement. This is my kids' college fund. And then it just went right back down and kind of sat there. And I got out at like 7K. You know, it was hovering around that when I started to
that's
sell
not that
mine.
bad. It's still
So
good, but at least too bad you couldn't have at least kept the one or two
I know, I
of
know.
the originals. But
Yeah. I still got the receipts, and you know, at that time there was a lot of forking going on with Bitcoin. So there was a lot of other coins you could get, and some of those were worth something at the time. So it was like a double win. It was
mm,
really exciting back then.
all right. Well, I just want to let everyone know this story. You know what? The thing about Bitcoin, you hang on to it, it just gets more and more and more expensive because there's only going to ever be 21 million ever made. They're not making more Bitcoin. It's not like the money they just print up, you know, in the money printer whenever they, you know, sign a bill. So Bitcoin is only going to become more scarce and more expensive. And for how long is it now? 13, 14 years. It is the highest, best performing asset.
Yeah, and it's deflationary in that you know, people are losing their coins, and there's all that Bitcoin dust out there that will
Yeah,
never come back.
I know.
So 21 was the max, but a lot of that has already disappeared. So it's a deflationary coin, which is very exciting. Unlike the dollar that is going in the exact opposite direction.
I have to tell you, I started a Vanguard account. I only put like $20 in it at the time because I read that Tony Robbins book about stocks. And
Uh-huh.
he even suggested this Vanguard, whatever. So I was like, okay. And I just had $20 in there and I forgot all about it. So I'm like, oh my gosh, it must be worth so much by now. And this was like, I swear it was like 7 years ago at least. And guess how much it's worth now?
Oh gosh. Tell me.
21, 21. I got 1% profits. Oh my God. I sold it.
Oh gosh.
I have to look at it.
Oh yeah. Do you do Coinbase? Are you on Coinbase?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know at the beginning when I first signed up for Coinbase, they used to offer you those courses where you could earn free crypto if
They
you like
still do.
watch
They
these
still do.
videos.
Yeah, they still have
They
new
still
one.
do that.
I did
I
one.
did it ages ago,
Uh-huh.
and all of a sudden I looked, they were free. You know, it wasn't worth anything at the time. And then just recently I went and took a look. I had over $100 worth of all these other little cryptos in there. And it was a free investment. It was just my time to watch the videos.
Yeah, and the
I was
videos
like,
are,
wow.
they only take like 20 seconds. Yeah, they still have more, so you can go earn more and then go look at the wallet in a couple of years, it could be worth $1,000. So
Yeah,
all
I couldn't
right.
believe mine had gone up so much. All right, good
Thank you
talking
for
to you.
sharing your experience with me. I'm gonna stop the
Yep.
video. Hi, we're back again with Orion of Orion Crypto Trader YouTube channel. And I just wanted to ask him, I don't really know much about Orion and VeVe, except for what I saw from his videos, NFT space, which is huge now. So I just wanted to ask you a few questions and see what it is, you know, why it is that you're so interested in this, and just tell us whatever you want to about it.
Yeah, sure. So during this latest bull run cycle, I got back into crypto after being out of it for a couple of years, and I started researching, seeing what was going on. And NFTs were the hottest thing around. Now, I was familiar with NFTs back during the Crypto Kitties time because I owned some of those, and I would trade
Is
and
that
breed them.
like 2019, 2018, or when was crypto?
Probably 2017, maybe 2018, yeah, around there. And it took down the Ethereum blockchain. It made the news because it took down the entire thing. And then, of course, all the fees went up so high on the Ethereum blockchain that I just let go of CryptoKitties. But all of a sudden, NFTs are back in. And I started looking at the different NFT projects, and I came across this one from a company named Omi. They developed an app called VeVe, and I just went and took a look at it, and I was immediately hooked. I was like, oh my gosh, this is absolutely going to take off. These guys are doing high quality, and they even advertise themselves as premium collectibles as NFTs. So what they did is they hooked up with a guy named Alfred Kahn, who is a super licenser. He's in the Hall of Fame for licensing. He's the one that brought Pokemon to the world. And Pokemon is just the biggest. He also did the Cabbage Patch dolls. I don't know if you remember that. You're probably too young to remember the big Cabbage Patch craze where parents were actually fighting each other in the stores to get them for their kids. It was crazy. Ninja Turtles, he did those as well. So this guy is just, he's at the top echelon of licensing. And he's hooked up as one of the founders of Omi. And they spent like the first 3 years going around to all the licensors. And they basically had to hold their hands to teach them what this NFT space was about. And so they got, DC Comics. They've just signed on Marvel, and Marvel is putting their things on. Now, Marvel is the top media company out there, right? They're constantly putting out movies. Their products are huge, and they're bringing out Star Trek, and most likely because they have Marvel, they've got Disney, which means that's Star Wars and all the Disney characters. So basically, what they do is they take they take the IP from all these huge companies, and trust me, they've got more. They can. I don't even think they've got enough time to do all the work that they need to do. They've got so many licensors coming to them. But so they'll take their IP brand and they will turn it into a digital form and then convert it over to an NFT.
What do you mean by IT brand?
Oh, I'm sorry, IP, intellectual property. It's just they're taking their brands like Batman. Actually, Givenchy just did one with them as well. And they released something commemorating Pride Day or Pride Month. And it's beautiful. I wish I could show it to you now. And so on the app, on the first day that it dropped, let's say the Givenchy one, or Givenchy, I always have a hard time pronouncing it sold for like $100, and now it's at $1,000. Wow. Anybody who wants one, it's going to be $1,000. Wow. So along with the NFTs, they also have their own token, and the token is built into the NFT in the app, and that's called Omi. And it is still very, very cheap. It's one of the best performing tokens out there. It's gone up, thousands of percent this year already, but it's still sitting at under under a penny. Right now you can get it for like a third of a penny, right?
What exchange do you have to buy it on?
Well, that's the trick right now that they're working on. That's why it's still one of the reasons why it's still so cheap. So I get mine off of Bitforex. It's probably the best one to do in the States. And what I generally do is either from Coinbase or from Binance, I will transfer Cardano or a cheap coin over to Bitforex, then convert it into USDT, and then buy the Omi. So, a pro like you.
Why don't you transfer? Why don't you transfer Ethereum or Bitcoin?
Well, because Ethereum, the fees are so high.
Oh, because of the fees of the Cardano.
Yeah, the fees. The Cardano fees are much cheaper.
No, it's not the price of the coin. It's just the price of the fees.
Exactly, the fees, and then sometimes the time, right? If you're transferring Bitcoin around, it just takes such a long time.
Uh-huh.
And they've got decent fees as well, but something like a Stellar or a Cardano, they are just so cheap and very fast. So I will just take one of those coins, you know, I'll put my cash into that at Coinbase, and then I'll transfer it over to Bitforex and buy my coin, my Omi with. And they're getting ready to migrate onto the Ethereum blockchain on a layer 2 blockchain. And that is going to change everything, because then that means that the bigger exchanges are more willing to list them. So we're just waiting for that. We're looking at
so it's good to buy it now. Like, it's a very good time to buy it. Okay.
It's a good time to do it. I mean, Marvel has just come out this month.
All right.
They just, so let me give you an example of what they're doing. Right now, they're releasing the Marvel comics. They've gone back to historically. And so comic collectors are on there. What was it? On Sunday, they released 60,000 comics, digital NFTs, and they released them all at once. They sold out in less than 2 minutes.
Wow. That's amazing.
That's huge. The day before, they had 50,000 comics. They again sold out in under 2 minutes. Yeah,
wow. They're going to stop movies and
they're
stop making movies and just dedicate to NFTs.
I know, and these are $7 NFTs. You know, it's not like they're free. Somebody's paying $7 to buy them.
Is that all? I'm gonna get some. Do you have some, or do you collect them?
Oh yeah, well, I definitely picked up a couple, because they're going to be collectibles. You know, this NFT, this is a whole new medium for transactions, and the big boys are getting in now. Marvel is going to get a 6% perpetual royalty off of all the trades that happen after the purchase. So that means Marvel is going to keep making money. You know, a lot of times in the comic book world is now, Marvel sells a comic book, and that's it. That's the money that they get off of that comic book.
It's like an artist, you know.
And as exactly like an artist. Now you can imagine there are executives over at these large companies, these media companies that are like, oh my gosh, we can keep making money off of our products. They're all going to be jumping on.
That's as an artist, you don't know like what a huge thrill that is, because sometimes you just sell something, you need some money, and then it sells for so much, and then
exactly. Oh, I hope I know you're doing it.
You always get paid every time you sell.
Exactly. It's going to change. I think it's changing artists' lives. I mean, besides people, other artists are making a lot of money right now. And yeah, I think it's amazing.
So
and
this
now
licensing person, they own the contract, and but they are so they actually own the NFT, the licensing company, and then but the comic or whoever the creator was gets, besides a part of the fee, part of the sale fee, they get the royalties fees. Like, how does it work? That's what I'm curious.
Well,
how does that work with the license?
The licensing world is a whole new world that I've been trying to educate myself on. And it's complicated, and this is a new territory for licensors. But so Omi buys the license to produce the NFTs from the licensor, but the licensor is involved in every stage of the development of it, right? So they can veto if they don't like the way something looks. And this happened with Ghostbusters. Omi created a Slimer. I don't know if you know that movie, Ghostbusters, and they've got that fun Slimer guy in there. And Omi made one, and you know what? They weren't happy with it. And they're like, yeah, this isn't going to work. So they had to go back to the drawing board and do another one. But so the licensor is involved in the entire life cycle of the product, but you're paying the license basically up fee, and then they're getting a royalty. And it all depends on the contracts, right? The contract. But Omi is the one that creates the NFTs, and they're the ones that collect the money. And
So
for
they
an
have the
NFT
address.
project.
They have the address. Like technically, they have.
Exactly, and they're creating it, and then they give the cash over to the different companies. But
Fascinating. No, because
yeah,
I have some art dealers in Los Angeles. It's a kind of a big organization, corporate art dealers that sell my art. They're not doing any NFTs yet, but I was just curious, how does it work for art galleries who want to sell artists' work in NFT form? How are they going to get money too?
yeah. Well, I
I'm not
mean,
really up to speed on how that's working.
exactly. Yeah, Ecomi is actually, I'm looking for my other phone, but Ecomi actually is working with artists. So if you're familiar with Ron English, Kozak, all these kind of they're pop artists, and they do like toys, plastic toys, but they put a spin on it. Like Ron English just released a bunch on Ecomi called the Serial Killers. And so you've got, your typical cereal brands, but he's made them look different, and fun. And they're huge. And he sold out immediately. All of his serial killers that he put onto Ecomi went.
Just a note to artists, like, you don't apply to them. They're going to find you when they want to sell your stuff.
Yeah, right now, Ecomi is going for the premium licenses. So they're going to, people that are already very well known and very established, and they're bringing them on. But later on, they may have a place for other artists who do just really cool things that they're like, yeah, this is so cool, we got to have it on.
Curated, like a super.
Exactly. But Ecomi is so new. They just released their VeVe app in October. Nobody knew about it until I got in the end of February, and that's when it started to really take off. I guess there were a few YouTubers. So this has only really been going since February. And
this is very, very.
They are making millions of dollars. It's amazing what they're doing in such a short period of time, too.
Wow. Okay, that's good to know, because I was looking at the chart,
Yeah.
I don't really know about the coin. I only get excited about the coins that I know about, and I had heard about it, but having you explaining it is like, oh my God, I need to get some.
Yeah, so here's Jermaine Rogers. I mean, he is very popular in this field, and this is what he released. He released these crazy rabbits. And so now you can buy one of these, and it's an NFT. And what's amazing is you can put these in AR, and AR is augmented reality. So you can actually put this in the real world and take pictures with it. And then, like, people are creating works of art by just putting these into AR. So yeah, this
I'm gonna ask you about that in another video, because that's very interesting. I have no idea what you were talking about, but I'm gonna ask you about that in another video, because that's very interesting.
Absolutely, yeah.
I love learning new things. So how do you know, like, what's a good, say if you want to collect one of the NFTs, like you got one for $7, that seems such a low price.
Well, they're all at different prices. Yeah, so I try to get them on the drop, is what it's called. So when they release them, I want to get it directly from Ecomi. So that's the price that they're paying for it. And so that's when I want to get it.
How do you do that?
But then there's a secondary market that's the trading. And quite honestly, I don't have the finances because the prices on just about all of these go up, almost immediately.
How do you get the drop? What do you have to do to get the drop?
You got to follow them. You got to find out what the dates are, and then you get your phone ready, and you've got your money all ready. And as soon as it drops, you got to hit that buy now button. And there's tens of thousands of people.
The exact second. Okay.
It's a big competition. It's like, waiting in line at Apple for the next iPhone, and as soon as they open the doors, everybody rushes in.
Yeah, I know there's a lot of stuff like that going on with art, but I still haven't really gotten too much into it. That's why I'm like interviewing people, so I can learn and get more into.
Well, if you have a chance, I definitely recommend taking a look at Ecomi and the Omi token.
All right. Yeah, no, I did look at it, but right now there's so many coins I would buy.
Oh, so many. Yeah.
I'm getting paid for a large corporate art acquisition, like, but it's not until like I think I'm getting paid to the 14th or the 15th. So I'm hoping the market stays.
Oh yeah, fingers crossed.
Doesn't go crazy, you know.
I know there are a lot of people out there right now like, please don't blow up too much. I've got some more money coming in. I want to put it in before it blows up. Yeah, I hear you.
I mean, there's always going to be new stuff, but actually that sounds like an incredibly good investment. Wow.
Yeah, and this is history too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's as an artist, this is what Givenchy released for Pride.
Oh, it's beautiful. You're right. It is so gorgeous.
Well, it's actually, let's let it download here. It takes a second for it to download.
I see the color.
But there it is. And you see it changes. And
can you put it up closer? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, can you see it?
Yeah, oh, that is gorgeous. Oh my God, I want to get one. It's $1,000.
Isn't it beautiful?
I wish I could have bought it when it was 100. Oh well.
Yeah, it's out of my price range now, but I'm holding on to one. And once they get over to Ethereum, then some of these are going to be released onto OpenSea, and I think they're really going to take off then. You'll be able, some of these you're going to be able to take off of a Omi and put into your own wallet, and then you can transfer it over to OpenSea and sell it there.
So what would be the advantage of getting it on a Omi wallet instead of just on OpenSea?
Oh, because right now that's the only place you can get it.
No, but I know, but I mean in the future when it opens on, I'm just like wondering what's going to happen to the Omi coin if everyone's buying it on OpenSea.
Yeah, well, you're not going to be able to see it as nicely as it is here on OpenSea. And that gets into the technical details of how an NFT is created. And so the picture is going to stay. They're going to just give you a basic picture if you take it off the app. Because here it's meant to be a 3D representation of it. Yeah, I can move this around, and you actually have a nice showroom that you can put these into. Let's see. So if I go into, I can't put it in on this one because this is just one of my kids' accounts, but you can go into a showroom that you create. And some people have made absolutely amazing showrooms already. It's like there's this
NFT that's going to be in the OpenSea or in the app. So in the app, you get to have a better visual experience. Is that what you're
Yes, exactly. So people are going to migrate over here. So you see all these walls here. I can put up all my artwork on the walls. I can put my statues up. I set them up how I want.
Metaverse yet.
Yeah, so there's Batman holding what's his name's I can't remember his name's hand right there. I just set this up for fun with my kids.
Kids
love it.
Yeah,
yeah, the kids are into it.
Kids that they can lead the way.
Yeah.
Put your paintings on the walls and
exactly.
Oh, that is so
and they're planning on having a metaverse, just like Earth 2 and all those other projects that have land, and you'll be able to buy land here, and then you'll be able to put your characters up on there as well. But they're still so new. They've got so much that they're working on right now.
All right. Well, this is really fascinating, and I really appreciate you telling me all of this stuff. Do you have any last tip or last thing that you wanted to say?
Yeah, get some Omi. This is the time to do it.
Oh wait, what's VeVe? Is it related?
VeVe is the name of the app. So VeVe is the name of this app. So I recommend going, if you've got an iPhone, go download it. If you have an Android, download it on there as well. It's called VeVe. It's VeVe Collectibles is the name of the app. And then the Omi is so what they did is they wanted to keep the cryptocurrency, the Omi, in the background because it's a real barrier to entry for the average person.
Yeah, for sure.
And so they didn't want to, just keep it in the crypto investor field. They want everybody and their kids to have fun with this app.
Okay, so VeVe is the app and then Omi is the coin.
Exactly.
Well, I'm glad I asked that. It's very important. I think I actually did download the VeVe app after seeing one of your videos, but I just hadn't gotten to going to it because
Yeah, go take a look. I mean, this month is Marvel month, so you may not be into Marvel, but they're coming up with
I
more
like art.
artists are going to be on there, movies are going to be on there. There's Back to the Future. They've got things from Back to the Future. It's just a lot of fun. Yeah.
All right. Well, that is amazing. All right. Thank you so much. I'm sure we'll have you on again.
Sure.
More questions
Okay. I like this.
and end the recording here.